without further ado, I'm going to talk in this video about Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is primarily around the psychology of exercise. Lesson 1 is the role of psychology in fitness and wellness. So basically, they're talking about here an alarming number of people don't participate in regular physical activity because we have such sedentary lives where many people are working desk jobs, or they just sit at home and watch TV or scroll on their phones, spend time on their computer, and not really get enough exercise. And that's why it's really important to have physical trainers, personal trainers, to help people transition from that sedentary life to an active one. But I think what's important here is knowing how to motivate people who are sedentary to become active and using the right psychological levers to make that happen. So I think what was really interesting was when you're working with someone who is new to exercise or returning to exercise, you can kind of try to find out why these clients want to participate now and what has stopped them from being consistent exercisers. Is that even a word? What has stopped them from being consistent with exercising and physical fitness in the past? So this will help a personal trainer come up with a plan that's sticky, that someone will actually use and adhere to. And then I think also interesting was like motives. The motivation of exercise differs between different populations and demographics. And so a note for me to investigate further is I really want to look into the psychology of injury prevention and who is more likely to want to stay injury free and be really fixated on that. Like, is it just athletes that are like that, or people who train high intensity? Or is it non-athletes? Are there certain behaviors, basically, is what I'm trying to get to? Like, can we classify behaviors and figure out who would stand to be more really upset or maybe potentially mentally affected if they were to get injured? Are there signs or trends for people in this population? Do they have any habits that would lend them to be candidates for which they would actually really care about concrete, tailored physical injury prevention techniques? Another interesting insight here was when learning about a client's motivations, a fitness professional should be aware of the extrinsic motivation and the intrinsic. So people who are, a lot of people are motivated by both. Like, I know I'm extrinsically and intrinsically motivated to exercise. Intrinsically, I just genuinely enjoy being active and it makes me feel good for nothing else than just the activity of doing it. And maybe a little bit of, I look forward to my post-workout shakes and things like that. But I'm also motivated extrinsically. I want to look good. I want to kind of be able to impress people, I guess, and just overall look like I'm in good shape. But it's important to understand the difference between the two so you can know how to motivate certain people. Very important insight that I really resonated with here in my notes is for intrinsic motivation to occur, people need to have knowledge and some ability to make choices about how to proceed. And it's been demonstrated that when people are engaged in the process of changing their behaviors, they're more successful in achieving outcomes. So basically, what this is saying is to have that intrinsic motivation and to keep it going, you really need to be able to feel like you're part of the process and that you have control over your outcome, essentially, or your destiny. There's also a survey out here or out there called the Exercise Motivation Inventory -2. And apparently this has 14 subscales of motives for why someone would want to exercise. Okay, so that's chapter 3, lesson 1. Next video is going to be chapter 3, lesson 2, which is common barriers to exercise.